They call it Puerta de Ayamarca, the Gate of the Gods. A doorway carved into a sheer cliff of red sandstone near Lake Titicaca in Peru, where the air is thin, the wind ancient, and every stone seems to breathe with memory. From a distance it looks like nothing more than a rectangular niche cut into the rock, but when you stand before it, when the fading light of dusk strikes its smooth surface, something in your chest tightens, as though the earth itself is holding its breath. Local Aymara legends tell of a time before time, when gods walked among men. They descended through shining portals of light, crossing between worlds with ease. One of these gateways, it said, still stands hidden in the Peruvian highlands, waiting for those who remember how to open it. That gateway is Aramu Muru. Centuries ago, long before the Spanish arrived, the Incas spoke of a priest of the sun, Aramu Muru, who fled from his temple carrying a golden disc, the key of the gods. Pursued by conquerors and betrayal, he traveled across the Andes until he reached the great stone doorway at Ayamarca. There, guided by the chants of the elders and the glow of the disc, he placed the sacred object into a circular depression at the center of the doorway, and the rock began to shimmer. Witnesses said it turned to liquid light. The priest stepped forward, and vanished. The gate, they said, sealed behind him, leaving only silence and stone. Was it myth? A parable? Or a forgotten memory of a technology we can no longer grasp? Modern archaeologists label Aramu Muru as an unfinished Incan carving, a place abandoned before completion. But the locals don't agree. They insist it is older, far older, built by the gods themselves long before the Inca, maybe even before humanity as we know it. The stone is unlike anything else in the region, its edges perfectly smooth, its symmetry astonishing. Standing before it, many travelers report strange sensations, pressure in the head, tingling in the chest, even visions of light and sound. Some describe hearing whispers, others feel as though time slows, the wind falls silent, and an invisible pulse echoes through the mountain. Scientists shrug, calling it suggestion or magnetic anomalies. The villagers simply smile. They say the mountain still remembers the songs of the sun. The area around Lake Titicaca has long been considered sacred, a cradle of gods and kings. According to Incan myth, the first rulers, Manco Capac and Mama Oclo, emerged from the lake carrying the wisdom of creation. Could Aramu Muru have been one of their gateways? A passage between the realm of the gods and the world of men. In the 1970s, explorers rediscovered the site and began connecting its geometry to other ancient mysteries, the Nazca lines, Tiwanaku, even sites across Egypt and Tibet. The measurements align eerily with global ley lines, invisible energy pathways said to link sacred places around the world. How could builders separated by oceans and millennia have followed the same patterns? Some theorists suggest Aramu Muru may have been part of a prehistoric global network of temples, portals that once resonated with the planet's energy field. To them, the circular hollow isn't decorative at all, but a docking point, a keyhole, perhaps, for an artifact that could open what we'd call today a Stargate. It's a tempting idea, one that stirs the imagination, but even without the cosmic leap, the site remains hauntingly powerful. As the sun dips behind the Andes, the stone begins to glow in hues of amber and crimson. You can almost feel why ancient pilgrims came here to pray, to meditate, to listen. Maybe the gate was never meant to open outward, but inward, into consciousness itself. Every carving, every ritual, every myth might have been a map for the mind, leading seekers to the divine within. Still, the stories persist. Locals tell of blue lights hovering near the rocks at night, of voices carried on the wind, of travelers who touched the center of the doorway and felt pulled into another reality, some fainting, some awakening hours later with tears in their eyes and visions of golden cities. Skeptics scoff, of course, but that's the nature of mystery. It invites belief as much as doubt. Standing before Aramu Muru, you sense it, that this place was built for something greater than worship. The stone hums softly under your hand, cold yet alive. The wind sighs through the canyons, whispering an ancient language you almost recognize. You imagine the priest stepping into light, the golden disk gleaming, the boundary between worlds dissolving. And for a fleeting moment, you understand why people still come here, century after century, because some part of us remembers. Remembers that once, long ago, the sky was open, the gods walked beside us, and the walls between worlds were thin as breath, and perhaps, somewhere beyond what we can see, Aramu Muru still waits, the gate of the gods, silent and patient, guarding whatever truth humanity once knew and lost to time. If this story stirred your imagination, if the mysteries of our forgotten world fascinate you, subscribe to Beyond Infinity and join the journey as we uncover the legends, lost cities, and sacred places that shaped our ancient past.